and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're doing well. So it's been a little while since I've done a video on the Steam Deck, but don't worry, I have been playing with my Steam Deck in the background. I've just not really been talking about it on the channel very much. I took a little break from it around all the 3DS stuff, you know, when the eShop was closing and I was thinking about what games I wanted to pick up then. But recently I've been back playing it a lot more, a mix of games really. You know, I tried to get a few things running like Counter-Strike, GTA 5, I've been playing a few levels of the Spyro Reignited trilogy here and there. But the game that I want to talk about today isn't any of those, it is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now, I've been playing this one a fair bit recently, and to be honest, the reason I wanted to talk about it is because, sort of like what I said about the Mass Effect trilogy, it's a game that I really can't believe you can play on a system that you can hold in your hands and play handheld. Assassin's Creed games, especially the modern trilogy, the latest ones, Origins, Odyssey and Valhalla, they are these massive, detailed open worlds. They have tons of places to explore, so many characters that walk around, so much detail in all the different settlements and cities and towns. It really does kind of amaze me that you can play it on a handheld console. Now, I know the Switch does have these sort of big open world games, but there tends to be trade-offs. Either the graphics are a bit more stylized in order to get the game to run better, or there are maybe drawbacks in performance, things like resolution's bad, it can look a bit pixely, or sometimes, you know, the frame rate can just drop to something that really for me is not that great. You know, I don't enjoy it very much. This, however, this is basically a AAA open world style game with, you know, I know it's a few years old, but still really good graphics. It's not stylized and you can get it running at a pretty good frame rate, and I'll talk about that in a moment. So how did I get it to run? Well, I'm going to show my graphic settings on the screen along with some gameplay, but generally I basically have it at medium settings, and that kind of works fine mostly out of the box, just set with medium settings. A few other changes that I've made, so I've put VSync on, and this is because, from my understanding, after doing some research, my understanding is that because Origins runs through the Ubisoft launcher instead of directly through Steam, the Steam Deck's frame rate limiter can't directly control the game unless you enable VSync. So I could be totally wrong, but I enabled VSync and I've set the frame rate cap, and that does seem to have worked for me. It does seem to have capped the frame rate to what I want, so that's why I've got that on. And then using this, I've got a stable 30 frames. And you can see from the Steam overlay that it is a stable 30 frames. You know, even running around, even in a big city, I don't seem to have any issues getting 30 frames. And that's absolutely fine for me. I was a bit worried that I wasn't going to enjoy playing at 30 FPS very much because, you know, PS5 and the Xbox Series X, and even, you know, playing old games at 60 on the Steam Deck, I do much prefer like a smooth experience of 60 frames. But I did get used to playing 30 on the Steam Deck pretty quick, and it's a smaller screen, so I don't think you notice the difference as much. But if you really do want more frames, then you can sort of go to low, change some of those settings up a bit more, and you can sort of squeeze up 40 frames. Nothing I did ever got me to 60, but I did get to 40, but I kind of was fine with the balance of medium settings and 30 frames. So it just depends what you're looking for when you play. The only other thing that I've changed, and one sort of drawback that I've noticed, if you are going to play Assassin's Creed Origins on the Steam Deck and you're going to run it through Steam, I had a few crashes at first after I played for so long, especially after I put the game to sleep and then, you know, resumed it. And what I noticed was that the RAM usage just kept going up and up and up. It never sort of went back down, it just kept going up. I looked around online and it sort of seemed to be tied with Ubisoft's launcher. I think it's called Ubisoft Connect. They keep changing the name. I think it's Ubisoft Connect at the moment. And what I found was that disabling the overlay from that launcher actually did seem to solve the problem. I haven't had any crashes since then, so that's just something to look out for. That's sort of my experience. I don't know if it happens for everybody, but something to be aware of. But now that I've changed that, I've messed with all the settings as much as I want. I'm happy with how the game runs. I'm actually having a really good time with it. I'm going to show some footage of one of the big cities in the game. It's Alexandria. Really, it's sort of like the first big city that you get to, and, you know, probably the second or third place that you visit. And when I got there, it just struck me. I could not believe I was playing a game with a city this big, you know, in handheld. I've said it a few times, but I really was surprised. Like I sort of said before, it's a sprawling city. There's tons of people walking around, so many buildings, scalable buildings, there's water, foliage, you know, that kind of thing. And the Steam Deck just seems to take it in its stride, and it seems to work really, really well. I'm showing a bit on screen now, and it just looks great, and it's really fun running through locations like these on the Steam Deck, and it just, again, reinforces to me how cool and how powerful this little handheld is. So yeah, I'm really impressed and I'm having a good time with it. With these Assassin's Creed games, the modern trilogy, I've played most of them, but I've not really gotten very far in any of them really. So Odyssey is the one that I got the furthest in, probably then Valhalla, and Origins actually, I don't even remember really doing much more than a few quests, but it was in my Steam backlog and I decided to pick it up and have another go, and I'm really glad I did. The problem that I used to have with these games is that a lot of the side missions are sort of those missions that you can sort of like turn your brain off. You know, it's sort of like go here, find this, or go here and kill this person, and I'm not always that into that. If I'm sat down on a big telly playing a game, I kind of want something that really like draws me in, but the Assassin's Creed games kind of these days have a bit more filler content, and you know, that's not always what I'm looking for. But what I found is that with the Steam Deck, I don't really mind doing that. You know, if I'm sat on the sofa, the telly's on and we're watching something at the same time, I sort of do enjoy going through these sort of samey quests. I don't mind it as much. It's fun to sort of progress through them, find some new weapons, things like that. It's these mindless tasks that sometimes if I'm really wanting to engage in a game, I don't enjoy it. It makes me switch the game off. I actually enjoy doing on Steam Deck at the same time as something else. And because I've been able to do that and get through these, I've actually got to the point where I'm kind of interested in the story now. I'm interested in Bayek and what's going on with him. Not really interested in the modern day stuff, but I've only had to deal with that a little bit so far. But yeah, Bayek's story, and I'm kind of reaching a point where I think the plot is about to open up a lot more, and yeah, I'm interested and I want to play more of it. And it's sort of thanks to the Steam Deck. So there we go. I just wanted to talk a little bit about what I've been playing recently on the Steam Deck and really highlight Origins in particular because I'm surprised at how I've been able to get back into it, and I think it's because of this console. Thank you for watching. My videos have been a bit varied recently, but it's been quite good just to get back to sort of a basic video about, you know, this is a game that I'm enjoying playing on the Steam Deck at the moment. So let me know if you enjoyed it. Have you found any games recently that you've been really into on the Steam Deck? Or maybe some games where, like me, you've sort of struggled to get past certain bits because maybe you found them a little bit boring, but you have been able to do that on the Steam Deck. Complete some of those more mindless tasks. Let me know if you'd like to see some more videos like this, and you know, if you do want to see more videos like this, let me know if there are any games in particular you want me to talk about. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.